Shalom, brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I was asked to talk about peace, so I'm going to talk about peace today. Being in the land of Israel, growing up here, being away from this land for many years and returning to this land, and especially during these times with the situation in Gaza and convulsion that is all over the place, that is a very interesting topic. I would like to start with referring to peace as how we articulate the word, because words are a picture that the mind projects and bring it forth and create reality with it. So let's distinguish between peace that is being written with an IE, piece of something, and peace, which is what we are talking about today. In Hebrew, peace, P-E-A, is shalom, which is how I greeted you guys to this channel and to this video. Shalom. Shalom means peace. It's interesting that this is how Israelis and Jews greet each other. They greet each other with peace. However, the word in Hebrew derives from the word shalom, derives from the word shalem, and shalem means whole. And this is where it's interesting, whereas in English, peace with an IE is a piece of something, a piece of the whole, which tells us a lot, where a piece of the whole means I am not whole, I am not full. Piece of the whole means a part of something, and as long as I'm a part of something, then I tend to divide myself from something else. If I see myself as a part of a people, a part of a tribe, then I divide myself, my tribe, my people, from other tribes and other people. And that division will lead to confrontation. Because if I cannot see myself in the grander scheme of things as a part of God, actually, as a part of this universe, as a part of this reality, and understanding that I am just one piece of it, then there will always be some kind of a division between me and the rest, some kind of a confrontation, some kind of unjust. I would lack something. And as long as people lack or are in the belief that they are lacking something, or that there's a shortage of something, then they will confront whatever is outside of them, whatever is not part of who they are and who they feel belong to, for survival. Right? If there's a shortage of energy, if there's a shortage of land, if there's a shortage of food, of security, then I will have to fight for it. People will fight for it to guarantee that they have it, so somebody else doesn't take it from them. And this is where peace with IE leads to war. And it's important to see and realize that this is how most of the people address as the subject of peace. Because whoever goes out to the streets and shouting for peace don't really feel peace inside of them. Otherwise they wouldn't have to go out to the streets, right? If you truly feel peace, if you truly embody peace, then you feel whole, then you feel complete, then there's nothing that you need to do, there's nothing that you need to address, there's nothing that you need to take from somebody else, there's nothing that you need to advocate. This is why when I am asked to talk about peace, then I always tell people I will talk about peace and the general meaning of peace. Yeah? And not peace to the Middle East, or peace to Israel, or peace to the Palestinians. this is again just a piece of peace. It's just a part of the general concept of peace, which means be whole. And to be whole, one needs to unite himself with the grander thing. And you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it whatever you want. The idea is that you understand, that we finally understand humanity, that we are one people, and that we are the insects of Mother Earth. We are here for a very short time, 100, 120 years, sometimes less than that, right? 80 years. It's a very short time. And during this time, our function is to function. We are here to live and to experience, but we are also here, we are here to bring something to this reality, to be part of this reality, right? This is where peace with an IE comes from. We are part of this reality. We are part of something grander. We are part of something eternal. So I have a function here and you have a function here. And that function is first and foremost to preserve life on earth. Even in the Bible, we speak about it, that life itself is more important than anything else, than anything. Life is the most important piece. So what are we doing to conserve life? Forget about peace right now. If peace is something that you strive for, if peace is something that you fight for, then you are hurting life. And if you are hurting life, you're hurting yourself. Why? Because you're hurting this planet. And you are living on this planet. You depend, your life, your physical life depend on this planet. So, what I am saying here, in other words, is turn the mirror. Start looking at yourself. It's a bit unlogic for me that people look way across the Atlantic or across the ocean or even to their neighbors and look for peace over there and point their fingers and say, what's going on over there? What's going on over here? This is where life starts, isn't it? This is where your perception of life starts. This is where reality starts with you. Start there. Start with feeling peace inside of yourself, with being in peace, because if you do that, then there's no war that can bother you. There's nothing, there's no struggle that can move you. For you are in peace, and when you are in peace, you radiate peace, you transmit peace. Your frequency is of peace. And that is going to vibrate to the reality, and it's going to come back at you. That peace. When we start with ourselves, everything else finds an outcome to that, cause and effect. Reality is a reflection to what's going on inside. And this is where peace starts. To reunite all the pieces, all the fragmentations of who I am, and becoming whole. And what do I mean with fragmentation? Think about all the roles that you're playing. Maybe you are a mother. Maybe you are a son. You are a neighbor, a friend, a colleague, a boss. All of these, you need, or you are welcome to, unite into the one being that you are, and stop separating those. For if you are acting somewhere like this and in a different place like that, you are not in peace. If you have to disguise yourself when you are at work, but only when you are at home you can take off that disguise, then you are not in peace. Peace means you have united all of your pieces. And that union means in Sanskrit yoga. This is why we say that people like Jesus and Buddha were yogis, because they were in union and they could project that unity to the outside world and bring a lot of peace and prosperity to people around them. Right? People around them took that maybe to wars and to divisions. But the idea is to be a standard, to be first and then to do according to the being. But what I see is a lot of people are trying to do before they are being. They are not in peace, but they look to bring peace to the outside. And because they are not in peace, then they bring to whatever it is that they're trying to do, they bring their division. They bring their self-arguments, their self-contradictions. And then it reflects on the outside world. And the basis of all of this is consciousness, awareness. Because if you are aware of yourself and of how your mind is trying to control your body through your emotions, and how your emotions are navigating your actions, and how your actions, which is in Sanskrit karma, how your actions transmit in the world outside and create a cause and an effect circulation. If you are aware of that, then you can take charge of your behavior, of your actions, by first being, then you realize the doing. And if you are there, nobody can move you from that place. Nobody can influence you to take a stone and throw it at somebody. Nobody can influence you to take a gun and shoot somebody. No one. And maybe this is something that the world is afraid of. That people start taking responsibility for themselves and ownership for their power and be sovereign, conscious individuals. And for that, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and inner work, emotional work, because we are all fragmented emotionally, scarred, wounded, traumatized. Most of us weren't brought up with joy and happiness. We were brought up to be afraid of who we are and of the world. We were brought up to be in competition with others, to strive to be better than the other one. And many people take that and flip that around, and they put other people lower than them so they can feel higher. Instead of improving themselves, they are making the other guy look bad. Look at your elections, right? What is the point in trying to make somebody beside me look bad so people would choose me because I'm the lesser evil? It still makes me evil. And evil is the flip side of life itself. And here we come back to that wholeness, that life is the most precious thing here on earth. And that should be what we strive for, each and every one of us, to conserve life, to love life, to educate to life, to continue bringing life forth, that life can expand, that life can unfold, much like nature unfolds around when springtime comes. And today it's the first day of spring, it's equinox day. So let's wrap up and say thank you to nature, and thank you to the wisdom that we can have from nature, and thank you to the wisdom that we that we can have from the knowledge that was accumulated over the thousands of years, that we can learn and do different by first incorporating truth and peace.